Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Aisyah from AS25760. Supervised by Dr. Nurul Aili Zakaria, I conducted a preliminary study on the application of Saccharomyces cerevisiae using solid-state fermentation on azolla as a potential animal feed. First and foremost, with growing demands on poultry, demands for animal feed increases. So, the study was conducted mainly to counter the issue with insufficient raw material to produce affordable animal feed. Malaysia tends to import most of the main ingredient in making animal feed, thus affecting the cost of animal feed production. Countries such as India have started feeding animals with azolla, which is mainly known to be high in protein and easily cultivated. However, the presence of anti-nutritional factor in the nutrient composition of azolla, it can affect the digestion of animal if it is taken in large amount. So, azolla is the main subject of the study, mainly in creating an alternative for Malaysia's animal feed producer to use in feed production. The objective of this study is to optimize the parameters for solid-state fermentation of azolla-based meal and to evaluate the proximate analysis and anti-nutritional factor of azolla-based meal using solid-state fermentation. The significance of the study is to improve feed formulas using azolla and yellow mealworm as additional nutritional value and to enhance digestibility of animal feed. Moving on to literature review regarding components of this study. Malaysia is expected to reach 50 kilograms per year per capita of poultry consumption in the year 2025. To meet global demand, feeds has become highly costly and less available in the market. Azolla is an alternative for protein supplementation in animal due to high protein and fiber content. Yellow mealworm have a nutrient composition that is high in protein and it also has a good amino acid profile, making it suitable to be a protein supplement in animal feed. Lastly, SSF involves producing valuable products from the degradation of substrate using effective microbes with minimal amount of water. The workflow of this study includes preparation of solid-state fermentation components, solid-state fermentation, and proximate analysis. In SSF, each parameter was done in triplicates. Fermentation time was set to 5 days, which is equivalent to 120 hours. Sampling was done every 24 hours. And proximate analysis includes moisture and dry mass determination, crude protein, and tannin analysis. Moving on to result and discussion. Moisture content and dry matter was determined using thermogravimetric method. This method is used to determine the changes in sample mass over time and temperature through evaporation. Weight of fresh and wet azolla was determined to be 2.043 grams, which yielded 96.16% moisture content and 3.81% dry matter. It is believed to be the highest value of moisture content comparing to other studies such as conducted by Carvalho Sanchez and Kamaruddin et al. Crude protein analysis was done through Jadal method. The protein content before fermentation was determined to be 26.19%. In the presence of only Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the protein content was observed to be lower than before fermentation, and it shows constant trend throughout the fermentation period. However, additional yellow mealworm was observed to enhance the protein content. The peak produced in 48 hours may be due to random or systemic errors, or it can also due to the optimum fermentation time for Saccharomyces, which is between 24 to 48 hours. Protein enhancement may also be affected by high moisture level. It can cause low oxygen diffusion, decrease porosity, promotes bacterial infection, and limits gaseous exchange. And lastly is tannin analysis. It was carried out by acid butanol assay. Before fermentation value was determined to be 0.1853. The values for control can be seen fluctuated from the graph. While for other two parameters, Saccharomyces cerevisiae and Saccharomyces cerevisiae with yellow mealworm, shows a trend where both are gradually decreasing starting from 24 hours and 72 hours respectively. The possible explanation is that random or systemic errors might have occurred, or hydrolyzation of oxidized condensed staining may have occurred. Hydrolyzation can affect absorbance, causing it to be low due to solubilization of oxidized condensed staining in water. As the conclusion, both objectives were achieved, as the parameters were optimized and the approximate analysis and nutritional factor content was evaluated. It was determined that azoxyphilic colloids had 96.19% moisture content and 3.81% dry matter. The SSF only decreased the level of tannin and not crude protein, may be due to high level of moisture that was set during optimization of fermentation condition. However, the additional yellow mealworm has enhanced the protein content for feeding formulas. And as my last part of presentation, I would like to thank you all for the time and may we all achieve greatness in the future. Thank you for listening and we may proceed to Q&A session.